Hey guys, welcome to another game of Pro League StarCraft with Damial. This time I'm going to be bringing you KT Rolster versus Estro, and let me turn this down. They are yelling in my ear, and that's not good. Okay, there we go. This is going to be Estro Flying, who is obviously on Estro, versus Stats. Flying, this is Protoss versus Protoss, so pay attention to this part. Flying is in the upper left in yellow. Stats is going to be the orange Protoss down in the lower right. So they're in cross positions, which is probably the way this map is made. This is going to, oh, they changed it. Okay, apparently orange and yellow were a little too close. Does look like Stats is going to be in red, so Flying is going to stay in yellow. So those of you that are paying attention, yellow is still the same one, but orange changed into red. It became more of a dominant color, because orange is sort of one of those in-between colors. Anyway, we have Stats and we have Flying. Stats, oh, I forget which team is who's for which team. Crap. I want to say Stats is for KT Rolster. Let me look that up real quick, because I don't want to say that and then be wrong the whole game, and that would be embarrassing. Yes, Stats is for KT Rolster, which means Flying is for Estro. We just looked at that because it said Estro Flying. I have a memory. This is on Predator, which I'll just go ahead and tell you. Predator is a map that I don't know at all. It's a map that came out a while. I've been gone for a little bit. If anyone's like not keeping up with me like in real time, there was about a 2-week gap between this and the last set of videos I made because I was moving. And so I was packing up, I was heading across town. It was great. I'm in an apartment now. Everything is cool. But the problem with moving is that I couldn't record for a while. And apparently Predator is one of the maps that came out while I was on hiatus. Involuntary hiatus. I wouldn't want to leave you guys. But I'm back now, and I'm on Predator, so we're going to learn this map together. Here's some commentators. They've been on screen for a little bit, and we're back to the game. For syncing purposes, ooh, this is one of those feeds they don't give me to sync. Yeah, I'm laughing too. That's not actually anything funny. It does have Estro versus KT at the top, and no one's won yet because this is game 1. I will say Stat is probably the favorite. Flying, he's a new player, but he's like 3 and 5 versus Protoss. So he has a win rate, you know, in around the 30% mark. Not doing too great. While Stats is not an amazing player, you know, no one, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, Stats is playing. But he does have a, you know, higher than 50% win rate against Protoss. So Stats is going to, I'm going to give it to Stats here because, honestly, I had to look up who Flying was. I was like, Stats versus Flying. Stats has a dumb name, but who the heck is Flying? Flying is what you do, not who you are. As they say in Hitchhiker's Galaxy, flying is just falling and missing the ground. I actually don't know if that's Hitchhiker's Guide, but it sounds like something that would be in there. Just jump and miss the ground and you're flying. So we got some first zealots out. Yeah, okay, I didn't see Stats' probe for a minute, but probes are running around getting a nice, good, long scout in. Scouts are really important in both StarCraft 1 and 2 for anyone that is planning on playing the expansion when it comes out in, I guess 2 months technically, but like a month and a half really. So you want to, there's always a build that counters the build you're doing. And there was a Manor Pylon that, this is the problem with Protoss versus Protoss. I didn't actually see that Manor Pylon go down, and so it just looked like a pylon to me, and I didn't think anything of it. Although I really should have, because that's a really stupid place to put a pylon. So sorry about that, guys. I let you down. There's some Korean text up front for www.hcn.co.kr. I should go there and see what that is. It's probably something I can't read, because I can't read the actual advertisement. And Citadel of a Dune is going down. So, obviously, Flying's probe got out of the base, or Stats probably wouldn't have put that down. And maybe this actually may be a 4-player map, because there are places up in the top corner as well. Although I don't know why he's scouting there, because they both found each other already. I guess he's making sure there's not any sneaky proxies going around. But there aren't. Both of them are still on one base. And there is Flying's Dragoon. Run, probe, run! Or hover or something. And it looks like the probe is going to get away, so good job there, Mr. Probe. You are not dead. Being dead tends to put a hamper on your day. And it looks like Flying, or Stats may be going for a Dark Templar rush. Could be a High Templar rush as well, but High Templars don't really work well in rush format. And there goes the probe. Probe lasted for a while, but in the end he just couldn't cut it. Well, he could cut it. He was a very good Dragoon fodder shield thingy. Interesting, though, if he's going to go for a Dark Templar rush, I would expect to see more gateways out. He's going to need to put them down, because, I mean, that Citadel of Dune is going right now. And it looks like Flying is going for Reaver drops, which... Reaver drops can be very, very good. Reavers are good against Dark Templar, and honestly, you know, he's getting himself in line to have, you know, observers here before too long. He gets the observatory right after he gets the Robo Bay, then the Dark Templars are not going to do too much, except he is going Dark Templar drop. But when you see it that fast of a, yep, there's the Dark Templar. I'm not even going to talk about why I thought he was going to do that, because I was right. I don't need to justify it. But here comes the Robo Fiddly, and here's where it is really important. Is he going to put down the observer, or is he going to put down the... He does put down the observatory, so this harassment is not going to do a ton. He's still going to get over there before the observer can get out, because he'll probably be getting into the base a few seconds before the observatory actually finishes, but he's not going to have a huge window to do damage in. So, if Flying's paying attention, he may have seen that little wavering shadow go by. I can't really tell. He didn't. He's not moving back. If he does see it, he's going to be in like no fun land right now, and he probably knows it's there now, because if he was paying attention, he saw that probe just went. Oh, I can't go this way. There's something invisible. So there the probes go, running away. And actually, no, he is going to get quite a bit of damage in here. I can't see the... Yeah, the observatory is done. So the observer is coming out right now. But his Dragoons were a little bit out of position because he didn't scout, or he scouted, but he didn't scout again. He had no idea this Dark Templar was coming. Normally, you just put your Dragoons in the way and just hold the Dark Templar to ramp. And there's the Observer, and there's a dead Dark Templar. He does take one more probe out on the way. The probes came in a little bit too soon. They probably should have stayed until the Dark Templar was actually dead. Well, he's going to die. We'll go back now. What's the worst that could happen? There are some cannons going down, and there are some High Templar out. I don't know how long they've been there. There is a second gateway up, so Stats is, you know, getting ready to micro up. Right now, if Flying moves in, it looks like he's going to try. Those cannons are going to be bad news for him, but he does have a much superior army. So if he can really get in there and, you know, get past those cannons or take those cannons out real quick before Stats can really get out a force to counter him, he can do a lot of damage here and really punish Stats for trying for that cheesy Dark Templar move. But he's got to do some damage. He's got to do it now, because the problem is, of course, if you know he can't get damage done here, he lost a ton of economy to Stats. And ooh, those are some very nice storms. Those storms are probably going to hold him back at this point. There goes one of the... Oh, man. Those poor Dragoons. Dragoons are usually not considered Storm is not considered all that good against Dragoons, but when you get 3 Storms that are perfect, it'll take them down. And yeah, it looks like Flying's going to have to pull back here. He's going to be able to keep some pressure on the door. He's going to keep Stats in his base, but he's not going to actually be able to breach the base. And that's what he really wanted to do here. He is not doing nearly the economic damage that he took, because of course he lost, oh man, I would say that was like 7 or 8 probes. You know, versus, you know, Stats has lost no probes. And here comes some more gateways. Stats is going to start reinforcing his army, getting more troops out, getting, you know, a force up, and just move in on Flying. Plus, Stats has an expansion up. You know, we haven't really seen it, but you can see that little red blob down in the lower right. And Flying is getting his expansion up, so he's got a weaker economy, and he's only on 1 base. So that's like a double weak economy, effectively. It's not pretty. There's the High Templars hanging out. It's like, yeah, we're awesome. Check this out. I wish I was a High Templar, that'd be cool. I wish we had Psychic Powers, period. I'd be a Dragoon, I'd just be like waddling around, but I'd be like, I can read your mind. Protoss can't actually read each other's minds, but, well, actually they can, but they can't, like, forcefully read each other's minds. But according to Blizzard, they do communicate telepathically. So, they just talk for people like Raynor, that are, you know, stupid and Terran. I'm a Terran player, by the way, but still. You know, if you've got one group of people that can talk telepathically, another group that people that can't, stupid and Terran. Okay, so Flying has his expansion up. He is recovering. He's probably just about recovered what he lost. He's still behind because he wasn't able to get minerals for a while there, but you know, Stats did put down a couple of cannons, which he needed to. I'm not going to say they're cannons that were wasted, but they're cannons that are not going to help him attack. Cannons cannot walk across the battlefield. And there's the Archon dance. Dun, 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 dun. Archon dance. Archons would be really kind of, or at least High Templar would be boring in a prom or something. Don't you think? They wouldn't do anything. You know, they just sort of hover around. I wouldn't want to date a High Templar, even if they were girls. But okay, both sides are kind of posturing. Flying is moving around trying to make sure there aren't any hidden expansions. So far he has not found any because there are none to find. Imagine that! And Stats is going ahead and putting some pylons out and about in order to try and catch shuttles as they come in. And that is a very valid concern because, you know, the fact that that observer was out there so quick, Stats has to know that he was getting, you know, robo pretty quickly.